Woman reached out, trying to retrieve the paddle that had fallen into the water. But in the next moment, something terrifying happened. A monstrous fish, weighing nearly 1,000 pounds, suddenly leapt out of the water. Everyone on the boat trembled in fear. When Debbie finally snapped out of her shock, she realized her arm had been bitten by the giant fish. Her companions immediately tied up her arm to stop the bleeding. Meanwhile, the man who loved taking pictures was still recording video. Then another companion tried to grab the paddle too, but the huge fish surfaced again, and snapped the paddle in half with its powerful jaws. Before they could recover from the shock, they discovered Debbie had lost too much blood and died. In desperation, they tried to row toward the shore with the only paddle left. Johnny wanted to call for help, but there was no cell signal out here at all. To make matters worse, the monster fish didn't seem willing to give up. It quickly swam over and rammed the boat with full force. Simon tried to fend it off with the paddle, but after a brief disappearance, the fish rushed back even faster. In a moment of despair, Simon stabbed the paddle at the fish's body, but the monster accidentally dragged him into the water. The fish lunged at him, and Simon, his face etched with panic, swam frantically toward the boat. With help from his friends, he finally managed to climb aboard at the very last second. But the furious giant fish crashed into the boat again. Now it felt like everything was doomed. Not only was their last paddle destroyed, but the hull started leaking from the impact. They were left drifting in the middle of the lake, while Zeke was still filming. Another person, in a fit of anger, couldn't help but slap him. The enormous monster fish continued to circle around them, ready to launch another attack at any moment. They started to realize that waiting any longer would mean death for all of them. In desperation, Zeke came up with a plan. They could use Debbie's body as bait, to distract the fish, and try to row away while it was diverted. No one wanted to do it, but they had no other choice, so they threw Debbie's body into the water. The heavy smell of blood immediately attracted the monster fish, which quickly dragged her body into the depths of the lake. The others seized the opportunity and rowed frantically with the boat itself, but with no paddle, and the boat starting to flood. They could barely move. Right at that moment, Zeke saw in horror that the monster fish had finished its meal, and was swimming straight toward them.